Episode 8. The Good Samaritan Salamander.
Welcome, friends, to another exciting adventure with the Story Seekers. A group of siblings that share their love of imagination and adventure with a biblical focus on love and togetherness. Today's story is titled, The Good Samaritan Salamander. In this story, we will explore the themes of kindness, helping others, and the joy of discovery, all wrapped up in an imaginative retelling of a beloved Bible story. Today, we find our heroes exploring the marshy area near their home, where they stumble upon a curious creature. Let's join Sina, Oni, brother and Nessie as they step into the next adventure together. On a bright, sunny day, the story seekers are on a mission of exploration in the marshy lands near their house. The marsh, with its tall grasses and the sound of birds, is a perfect place for an adventure.
Look over there. What's that moving near the rock?
It's a salamander. Wow, I love the yellow and black stripes. Oh, it looks like he's got a twig stuck in its mouth somehow. Let's see if we can help it.
Brother bends down and gently catches the salamander in his hand. With nimble fingers, he removes the twig that was causing it pain. The salamander seems to smile at him as a thank you.
I love the salamander. So cute.
Hey, isn't there a story in the Bible about a good salamander?
All the siblings laugh. Oni's sense of humor makes playtime extra fun. Sina, the leader of the group, remembers this story.
Not exactly, Ani. But you're close. It's called the Good Samaritan. Do you want to hear it?
Brother and Nessie love a good story.
Yeah, tell us the story, Sina.
I want to hear the story too, Sina.
As Sina begins to recount the famous parable, the children gather around, their curiosity piqued by the mix-up and eager to hear the story. Gathered in a circle, the story seekers listen intently as Sina begins to share the parable of the Good Samaritan, a tale of kindness and compassion. As Sina shares the parable, the story seekers begin to act out the story, each taking on a role, bringing the tale to life in their own imaginative way.
So there was this man, traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho.
Brother, named that because he's the only brother in the sibling group, plays the part of the traveler. He pretends to walk along a dangerous road, stumbling and falling, showing he is hurt.
When suddenly, he was attacked by robbers.
The children playfully mime a scuffle, and brother acts out being left injured on the road. Now, the first passerby approaches.
Along came a priest.
Oni, a fun-loving older sister, plays the part of the priest.
But the priest didn't stop to help.
Oni marches past the injured man, flinging her curly brown hair in disinterest as she passes. The children all laugh. Next, a Levite walks by.
Then a Levite came to the place, saw him, and passed by on the other side too. Do you know who the Levite was? Levites were members of the tribe of Levi in Israel. They had special roles in the temple, like assisting with religious duties.
So, he was kind of like a helper in the church?
Exactly, brother. They were respected and expected to be examples of righteousness. That's why it was surprising in the story that the Levite didn't stop to help the injured man.
Sina, as the Levite, follows Oni's lead, stepping over brother with an exaggerated step, causing more giggles among the siblings.
But then, someone unexpected came along.
Here comes the hero of the story.
Now, the Samaritan in the story is really important. Samaritans were from Samaria and had different beliefs and customs from the Jews. Back then, Jews and Samaritans usually didn't get along.
So, they were kind of like neighbors who didn't like each other.
Right, Ani? They often avoided each other. That's why it's so meaningful that the Samaritan helped the injured man. It showed kindness beyond the expectations of their cultures. Back to the story, the Samaritan, traveling the road, came upon him.
Nessie, the youngest sibling, plays the part of the Good Samaritan. She approaches brother with a concerned expression. She kneels beside him, miming bandaging his wounds. Nessie's gentle and caring actions bring a warm smile to everyone's faces.
The Samaritan took care of the injured man, showing true kindness.
As Nessie takes care of brother on the ground, her service dog Olive joins in the fun, licking brother in the face and causing the group to laugh. Olive is a very caring soul, being specially trained to help take care of Nessie when she needs help, and she never misses an opportunity to show love to one of the kids. The reenactment by the children captures the essence of the parable, each taking turns to illustrate the different responses to the man in need. Through their play, they explore the depth of compassion and the importance of helping others. The children, still in the marsh, sit down in a circle, the sun casting long, warm shadows around them. It's the perfect time for a heart-to-heart talk about what they've just experienced.
So, what did we learn from the Good Samaritan story?
I learned that it doesn't matter who someone is or what they believe in. If they need help, we should help them.
And it's not just about big things like saving someone. Small acts of kindness are just as important.
Love one another. Helping is good.
Nessie's simple words resonate with truth. The essence of the story is about the goodness in helping others, no matter how big or small the act.
Exactly. It's about showing love and kindness to everyone, especially those who are different from us or whom we don't know well.
Brother grins, and takes the salamander back to his home, giving him a pet. As the sun sets on the day of adventure, the story seekers find themselves reflecting on the profound lessons of the Good Samaritan parable. But before we part, let's delve a bit deeper into the context and significance of this timeless story from the Bible. The parable of the Good Samaritan was told by Jesus himself. It was in response to a question from a lawyer, who asked Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?"
This question came after a discussion about the greatest commandments in the law, which are to love God with all your heart and to love your neighbor as yourself.
Jesus chose to answer this question with the story of the Good Samaritan to illustrate that our neighbor isn't just someone who lives next door or someone we know well. Instead, a neighbor is anyone we encounter. We are called to show love and kindness to everyone, no matter who they are, where they come from, or what they believe. This story is a powerful reminder that acts of kindness and compassion are not just for those who are similar to us. The Samaritan, who was from a group often despised by the Jews at that time, was the one who showed true neighborly love. This twist in the story emphasizes that love and compassion should have no boundaries. So, as we reflect on the adventures of Sina, Oni, Brother, and Nessie, let's remember the essence of Jesus' teaching. Love your neighbor, show kindness to those in need, and be a good Samaritan in your own life. It's a lesson that, though ancient, still holds profound relevance in our world today. In today's adventure with the story seekers, we were reminded of the timeless tale of the Good Samaritan, a story that teaches us about compassion, kindness, and action. Jesus used this story to help describe how he wants us to love others. Let's take a look. The Gospel of Luke shares this parable, where a Samaritan encounters a man left injured by robbers. Unlike others who passed by, the Samaritan didn't ignore him. He saw the wounded man and was moved by compassion. Let's read the full text.
Just then a lawyer stood up to test Jesus. "Teacher," he said, "what must I do to inherit eternal life?" He said to him, "What is written in the law? What do you read there?" He answered, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." And he said to him, "You have given the right answer, do this, and you will live." But wanting to justify himself, he asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus replied, "A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho, and fell into the hands of robbers, who stripped him, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. Now by chance a priest was going down that road, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. So likewise a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan while traveling came near him, and when he saw him, he was moved with pity. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, having poured oil and wine on them. Then he put him on his own animal, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii, gave them to the innkeeper, and said, 'Take care of him, and when I come back, I will repay you whatever more you spend.' Which of these 3, do you think, was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers?" He said, "The one who showed him mercy." Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise."
Jesus used this story as a way to communicate that we can all be neighbors, and show love to those that are different from us. This act of kindness was remarkable not just for its compassion, but also because it crossed cultural boundaries. It reminds us that our responsibility to love and care extends beyond our own community. And as the book of Matthew teaches us, in Jesus' own words, we should do to others as we would have them do to us. This principle, known as the Golden Rule, underpins the moral of our story today.
"In everything do to others as you would have them do to you, for this is the law and the prophets."
As we end our journey today, let's carry with us the lesson of the Good Samaritan. Let's be kind, compassionate, and ready to help, just as we would hope others would be for us. Thank you for joining us in this heartwarming adventure. Until next time, keep seeking, keep exploring, and
Thank you for listening to our story. To discover more stories like this one, kindly like and subscribe.